I mean, and then it just looked like everywhere else. It just shows that it's too much access. Even though it might not sound as interesting as it is, like, I think it's important to live on an island. That gives us differentiation. And I feel like we don't have that no more. And it's kind of because of what we created.
That concern goes beyond music and into film and TV as well. He's criticized how often Black stories are centered around trauma, violence, and struggle, as if that's the only version of the culture that gets attention.
Black people in general, cuz we sell trauma. Every hot movie, every TV show for the majority. That's why Atlanta was so fucking important. And it has traumatic elements, but it's not just straight up, nigga, my life is trash. 12 Years a Slave, that Turner movie, Django, Moonlight. Let's keep it going. We can all name one right now. For Black people, the Black business is trauma. That's what we got. Keeping Up the Kardashians, all these other shows, they having a good time. It's reality TV just chilling. We can't even have reality TV where niggas ain't trying to squabble.
Over time, that kind of constant exposure can influence how people see themselves and what they believe in. Vince isn't denying that these realities exist. He's questioning why they're almost the only stories being told, and what that does to a community that's constantly consuming them. In one conversation, Vince went as far as saying hip-hop has done more harm to the Black community than drugs. Constant glorification of guns, drugs, and violence has become normal in hip-hop.
What's done more harm to the Black community, crack cocaine or processed sugar?
Hip-hop and R&B.
Really? As a rapper, you say that?
I know what my job is.
Why do you say that?
Shoot guns, smoke crack, bitches. You know what I mean? The right beat.
Where the hoes were the hoes with the bitches.
Where the hoes were the bitches in the crack at. Just killed a go on the back street. Yay.
And so, is this an anti-hip-hop and rap PSA?
No, not as long as I'm doing it.
Got it.
But know you're selling the poison.
Even as a rapper, Vince sees this kind of content as a form of selling poison to the community. This is a sad reality that's quite uncomfortable. And what makes it hit even harder is that Vince never excluded himself from that conversation because he understands the role he plays in it. Vince has also called out the culture's obsession with gangster rap and how it pressures artists to fit a certain image. He's talked about getting messages from fans telling him to go back to making more aggressive, street-focused music. To him, that mindset is exhausting, where the expectation is to constantly rap about violence just to match what people think hip-hop should sound like.
I don't want to be listening like when niggas just talking. I just be getting mad.
What do you hate hearing niggas talk about?
Just bullshit, like shit that don't mean nothing. Like, it's funny, like I be getting the most random messages from the most square niggas like, hey bro, you need to get back to that gangster shit. Like, if you don't shut your bitch ass up, like, what do that even mean? You know what I'm saying?
They want you to talk about busting them guns, man.
Hey, why you ain't kill a nigga on this album, man? I'm not fucking with it. It's like, I'll be over that, bro, just cause that shit is so draining, man.
Absolutely.
From day to day, man, that shit's trash.
So it's people that's not about that life hitting you up.
Nobody's about that life for the most part.
What makes it more ironic in Vince's eyes is that a lot of the people demanding that content don't actually live that lifestyle.
You are a bitch, and it's okay to be a bitch. You could be James Baldwin. I'm trying to be tough. I say that with love. Which camera? I'm right here. You are a bitch. Your mama raised a good boy. Oh, ain't that? You're fierce and granny.
Niggas don't want to be good men anymore. You're a good, kind-hearted soul.
You got a good heart, my nigga. I'm trying to be tough. You are a bitch.
If you step back and look at it, a lot of what Vince warned about is already happening. Hip-hop conversations feel more divided than usual, and the line between authenticity and performance keeps getting thinner. And I can't help but wonder whether it's time to go back to when hip-hop used to be the realest genre of music. About everything. However, some of his realest takes are about how the American system was designed to fail Black people.
A lot of the times, if you're not someone that they deem is an acceptable version of a Negro, you don't get the opportunity to be showcased.
One of Vince Staples' strongest beliefs is that the American system offers limited opportunities for Black people trying to improve their lives. In his view, success often depends on whether society sees you as an acceptable Black person. If you don't fit that image, many doors remain closed, regardless of how hard you work.
We don't get the opportunity to change our lives. We don't get the opportunity to become better people. So, and the way the world views us is not necessarily fair. Because it's like, we human, we all got interests, we all got things that we want to say and share with the world.
He argued that black people are often judged before they're given a chance, and when they struggle, society is quick to blame them rather than question the systems around them. Even something as simple as getting a loan from a bank can be a difficult process for the average black person, which goes to show how difficult it is to get ahead as a black person in America.
Have you ever really tried to get a loan from a bank? And what happened? Did it end up like that?
I got lucky, but I got a homie who has no criminal record trying to open up a loan, open up a second location of already successful business, and they like, I don't know.
It's ironic that a community that has contributed so much to American culture and creativity is still one of the most underdeveloped communities in the country. That's why Vince believes the system only pays attention to black people when it's time to profit from black art and culture. Vince noticed how quickly America consumes black culture and moves on once it stops being profitable. The Chicago drill scene was a clear example. The industry turned real street violence and struggles into entertainment and profited from it.
You know, when we talk about American capitalism and what's being sold often, because trauma is an American, I mean, they sell that to everybody. It's
On
just
everything. It's
You know,
an
obviously-
export.
No one's got more of it in America than black people.
and
Niggas
that's-
went from imports to exports real motherfucking fast. 2-3 years ago, I don't know if it was that, it might be more, but it was Chicago drill music. Now, we ain't even thinking about them niggas. You feel me? We hiding on they violence. We pick the ones we liked. We want Lil Bibby, Lil Herb, these other niggas. The rest of y'all niggas can go die, because that's what they did. I don't care what nobody say.
Damn.
And then we don't care even now. Everybody, oh, we on this right now. Good luck.
Sadly, only few people cared about the young people living through those situations. As long as the music made money, the system was more interested in cashing in than helping them.
Guns in
Damn,
the
niggas
video,
really
but they
over
care
here
about
dying, and they
them.
got videos of every video looks the same. We never said to them, hey, bro, you know, you could do other ideas for a video, you could do other ideas for music. This is what's giving their attention. They $500,000 to a show because that they need to eat. As soon as niggas was over, them niggas can go die by themselves, and we on to the next shit.
Vince believed the cycle keeps repeating itself. Black artists create the art, the world profits from it, and then moves on. He also argued that people ignore how black artists helped influence countless genres around the world, and yet they hardly get the credit they deserve.
I'm not
It was
worried about
only-
hip hop, cuz like this is nigga, this shit. I'm not worried about the shit that they trying to push in that culture, bro. Like I'm here to make music, bro. At the end of the day, and the funny thing about it, these niggas are so stupid. Niggas don't know where they come from and don't know we made everything. A nigga will tell Nicki Minaj, you making EDM. Nigga tell me you making EDM. Tell Danny Brown your shit weird. Like they don't know what the fuck Frankie Knuckles is.
Much money they make. Vince argued that this pressure influences the choices people make. When success becomes the only thing that matters, many people end up chasing whatever brings the most attention and money.
If we didn't tell these niggas they had to make money, they had to be hyper successful, they had to get all the attention, they would make the music that gets the most attention, that quote unquote makes the most money. You get what I'm saying?
They would just make music.
They will figure out what they want to do and what they want to make. But when you a nigga say he rap, nigga, okay, I want to see a Benz.
Where's that
Nigga-
chain?
A
Where's
nigga
that-
can tell you yesterday, yeah, I'm about to start rapping. For sure, my nigga, where your car at? We put so much pressure on these niggas to be this and to be that and to be that. What you expect them to do?
Vince also believed the pressure becomes even more dangerous when trauma is involved. He pointed out that the industry often rewards artists for turning pain, violence, and hardship into entertainment. At the same time, society tells these same artists that they are failures until they become successful. That creates a cycle where many feel forced to sell the darkest parts of their lives just to escape their situation.
We selling trauma. So you expect a nigga to not perpetuate that? When they trying to get out of a situation that you tell them that they ain't shit until they get out of it, until a nigga got money, bro. Majority of the time, the way we look at it, and I'm talking for the consensus, not everybody. The majority of people, just from what I've seen, is until you got some money, you ain't shit. So they gonna do what they gotta do to try to make it work, and you can't be mad at them for it.
As concerning as this issue is, Vince believes there are even more urgent problems facing the black community. One of the biggest, in his view, is the breakdown of black communities and the need to address them immediately. While many people focus on politics or mainstream media when discussing racial tensions, Vince believes the deeper issue is the decline of black communities. His biggest concern is that many young people are growing up without strong support systems, positive role models, or safe spaces to rely on.
I mean, I feel like racial dynamics have gotten way worse in the past couple years. Now it's kind of reminiscent of 2004 through like 2006. Middle school era was really bad. I think there's a lack of
community, and that comes from the top down. I think there's a lack of a feeling of having safe havens for these kids to do things and to go places and to have opportunities. So I think, you know, when there's no access to additional funds and you don't have the money to give your children things to do for pastimes and the hobbies, which leads to the streets.
Vince knows these spaces are not easy to build, but he believes they are worth it, because without them, you end up with a generation of young people growing up in a system while barely knowing their own culture or history.
So I think when you don't give children opportunity to interact with their community, to meet their neighbors, to play sports, to have hobbies, then when they get older, you know, and you're meeting people for the first time, when you're in a really weird state of, you know, trying to find yourself and trying to figure out who you are in the world, things just kind of trickle down and get worse. So I think the best thing that we can do in the city is have opportunity for people to know their neighbors. Because like I said, I'm in the city all the time and these kids don't know the people down the street. And then next thing you know, they beefing, and the next thing you know, somebody passes away and then there's no way to stop it.
This idea also appeared in an episode of his TV show, where even spaces meant to celebrate Black success are still influenced by systems beyond their control.
In episodes 4 and 5 specifically, you know, you kind of do this thing where you create a physical Black icon space. And I really found that those kind of episodes were so deeply layered. Can you expand just a little bit on where that idea came from? Because at first watch, and I watched it a couple of times, Vince is kind of seemingly in a place that's supposed to be a quote unquote safe space for us, but ends up really just being another white controlled and centered space that he has to flee.
It parallels a lot of things. One of them could possibly be like celebrity or fame, or the idea of success, and, you know, what it entails, what being championed entails, and even the idea of a safe space within, you know, this country is going to come with its own limitation.
For Vince, rebuilding the communities starts with unlearning the ideas people have been raised to accept. That's why he believes learning the right things is very important. While Vince believes education is important, he thinks most people have a narrow view of what learning should be. He noticed that young Black people from the communities are often pushed toward books about power, success, and winning, while learning about their culture and history is hardly encouraged.
What is there to read if you do in the hood?